What if, one day, you woke up with the power to change everything, but at the cost of losing yourself? Kaiju number 8 asks this unsettling question, weaving a tale that's not just about towering monsters, but about the battles we fight within. This anime isn't your typical kaiju story. It's a reflection of our own struggles, aspirations, and fears. And like the monstrous creatures that emerge from the shadows, it's a series that's impossible to ignore. The adaptation of Naoya Matsumoto's celebrated manga has taken the anime community by storm, but there's more to it than just high-quality animation and thrilling battles. It's a story about ordinary people facing extraordinary circumstances, something that resonates deeply with the human experience. Each episode serves as a reminder that strength isn't defined by muscle or might, but by the courage to confront our own limitations and transcend them. Kafka Hibino is no ordinary hero. The series seems to whisper in every frame. Unlike the typical shonen protagonist, characters like Naruto, Goku, or Luffy, who are defined by boundless optimism and relentless pursuit of their dreams, Kafka is already jaded by life. At 32 years old, he's past the age when heroes are usually molded. He's a man who has seen the opportunities of his youth slip away, leaving behind only the bitter taste of unfulfilled potential. For those of us who have experienced setbacks, missed chances, or dreams that fell through our grasp, Kafka's story is painfully familiar. In a world under constant threat from colossal kaiju, where survival depends on a few elite warriors, the narrative is almost eerily similar to the real-world divide between those who shape society and those who merely exist within it. But what happens when one of those ordinary people suddenly wields the power to tip the balance? Our protagonist, Kafka Hibino, once had grand dreams of being a hero, but life had different plans. Stuck in a dead-end job, cleaning up the aftermath of kaiju battles, Kafka's story hits home for anyone who has ever felt like their dreams were out of reach. This setup, while fantastical, mirrors the struggles many of us face in our daily lives, being caught between the person we are and the person we wish to be. The disappointment of watching others achieve what we once aspired to can be soul-crushing, but Kaiju number 8 offers a glimmer of hope that even the most disillusioned among us can be given a second chance. That's what makes Kafka's transformation into a humanoid kaiju so compelling. It's the metaphorical embodiment of breaking free from societal constraints and reclaiming a lost destiny. Imagine waking up one day with the power to protect the world that once belittled you. What would you do? This is the dilemma Kafka faces, torn between his monstrous form and human identity. The question isn't just whether he can use his newfound strength to fight monsters, but whether he can maintain his humanity in the process. It's an existential quandary that transcends the genre, challenging us to reflect on how power, in any form, can change who we are. It's a theme that has been explored in countless stories throughout history. Consider Frodo Baggins from The Lord of the Rings. The ring grants him immense power, but at the risk of losing his very soul. Just like Frodo, Kafka's transformation isn't without consequences. Every time he taps into his kaiju powers, he edges closer to a loss of self. The fear of power corrupting or alienating us from our true nature is a fear shared by many people in real life as well. How many political leaders, celebrities, or even ordinary people have been changed beyond recognition by power? Kafka's struggle is a microcosm of this universal dilemma. Mina Ashiro, Kafka's childhood friend and a high-ranking officer in the Defense Force, serves as both a source of inspiration and conflict. Her disciplined, stoic nature and unyielding resolve remind us of those who sacrifice personal happiness for a greater cause. While Kafka's transformation symbolizes a personal awakening, Mina's journey is a testament to how unwavering commitment can also become prison of its own. Through their interactions, the series poses a difficult question. What happens when your best friend's dream becomes the very thing that isolates them? In this way, Mina's character is comparable to Mikasa Ackerman from Attack on Titan, whose unyielding devotion to protecting Eren ultimately leaves her isolated and trapped in a singular purpose. Like Mikasa, Mina is often defined by her duties rather than her desires, making us question the nature of self-sacrifice. Is it noble to dedicate your life to a cause, or does it become tragic when that cause consumes you? Is Mina truly free, or is she just as shackled as Kafka, albeit by different chains. It's this dichotomy between Kafka's reluctant rise to power and Mina's lonely ascension that elevates the series. What does it mean to be a hero in a world that thrives on destruction? Mina's journey is one of self-sacrifice, while Kafka's is about reclaiming lost potential. Yet their paths inevitably collide, leading us to ponder. Is it possible to save someone who doesn't want to be saved? Supporting cast and their influence. Reno Ichikawa, Kikoru Shinomiya, and Soshiro Hoshina. The strength of Kaiju No. 8 lies not only in its main character, but also in its supporting cast, who each bring unique perspectives and internal conflicts to the story. Reno Ichikawa is a young recruit in the Defense Force who quickly becomes Kafka's ally. His story is one of youth, determination, and learning to navigate the complexities of admiration and fear. Reno's character mirrors the experiences of many young adults who step into a world where their heroes are humanized before their eyes. Imagine starting a job and realizing your mentors are flawed and struggling just like you. Reno's discovery of Kafka's dual identity is akin to this disillusionment, but instead of turning away, Reno doubles down on his loyalty and belief in Kafka's strength. His character development can be likened to Izuku Midoriya from My Hero Academia, a young hero in training who faces immense pressure to live up to the legacy of All Might. Like Midoriya, Reno grapples with the weight of expectations, both self-imposed and societal. He wants to prove himself, not just as a fighter, but as someone capable of supporting others. This is why his relationship with Kafka is so meaningful. It's a partnership built on mutual respect, where both characters inspire each other to be better versions of themselves. Reno's struggle with self-doubt and his desire to protect those around him reflect a universal human experience. Whether it's stepping up to take care of a family, proving oneself in a new career, or standing up for a friend in need, Reno embodies the courage it takes to navigate these responsibilities. Through Reno, the series explores how admiration can fuel growth and how belief in someone else's potential can help you discover your own. Kikoru Shinomiya is another standout character. The daughter of a high-ranking Defense Force officer, Kikoru is a prodigy determined to live up to her family's legacy. Her character reminds us of the expectations placed on the shoulders of those born into privilege or greatness. Like Todoroki Shoto from My Hero Academia or Sasuke Uchiha from Naruto, Kikoru grapples with the pressure to surpass her father while carving out her own identity. But unlike many characters born into greatness, Kikoru isn't resentful of her heritage. She embraces it. Her struggle is not to defy her father's expectations, but to live up to them on her own terms. This makes her journey unique and compelling. For those of us who have ever tried to live up to someone else's expectations or inherit a role we didn't choose, Koru's determination and vulnerability are deeply relatable. Her bond with Kafka is one of camaraderie and shared growth. As the series progresses, we see her break down the walls around her, becoming more than just a soldier driven by duty. Through Kafka's unorthodox methods and Reno's steadfast support, Kikoru learns that strength isn't just about power or skill, but also about trust and empathy. She is the perfect embodiment of the theme that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a strength in disguise. Soshiro Hoshina, the skilled swordsman and vice captain of the Defense Force, provides yet another layer of complexity to the narrative. Hoshina's role as a leader and mentor contrasts sharply with Kafka's role as an outsider. He's a character who embodies the balance between discipline and empathy. While he appears strict and unyielding, his interactions with Kafka and the rest of the Defense Force reveal a deep sense of loyalty and care. Hoshina's philosophy on leadership echoes the teachings of Kakashi Hatake from Naruto, who often stressed that true strength lies in the ability to protect those you care about. Hoshina sees Kafka's potential not just as a weapon against the kaiju, but as a person who could redefine what it means to be a hero. His willingness to support Kafka, even after discovering his monstrous form, speaks volumes about his character. It's a reminder that real leadership is about recognizing potential, even in the unlikeliest of places. Supporting characters, more than just sidekicks. Each supporting character, from Reno to Kikoru to Hoshina, contributes significantly to Kafka's journey. They aren't just sidekicks. They're mirrors that reflect different facets of Kafka's identity and his struggle for acceptance. Through them, the series explores themes of mentorship, family, and the search for self-worth. Kikoru's struggle to surpass her father's expectations forces Kafka to confront his own fears of inadequacy. Reno's unwavering support challenges Kafka to see himself as someone worth believing in, and Hoshina's guidance pushes Kafka to embrace his dual nature rather than hide it. It's through these relationships that Kafka finds his place, not just in the defense force, but in the world. And if these themes resonate with you, don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button for more content like this. Let's be real. Who hasn't fought an internal battle? Who hasn't wondered if they have the strength to confront their personal demons? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. What are the kaiju in your life that you're trying to overcome? Visually, the anime does justice to the towering stakes of its narrative. The action sequences are meticulously crafted, capturing the sheer scale and intensity of the kaiju confrontations. Each battle is a dance of destruction, blending elegance with chaos in a way that reflects the unpredictable nature of life itself. Production IG and Studio Kara bring an artistic flair that elevates the series, making every transformation and clash feel like a momentous occasion. The soundtrack, too, plays a pivotal role in immersing viewers, with the pulsating beats of Abyss by Youngblood setting the tone and the reflective melancholy of Nobody by One Republic serving as the closing theme. Each episode takes on a rhythm of its own, making us acutely aware of both the triumphs and the tragedies unfolding before us. Ultimately, Kaiju No. 8 is a story that resonates on a deeply human level. It's about overcoming mediocrity, embracing second chances, and finding the strength to confront not just external threats, but the turmoil within. If you've ever felt like your dreams were slipping away, or wondered if you could rise above the circumstances holding you back, this anime is for you. The series also draws comparisons to real-world experiences of individuals rediscovering their potential later in life. Think of the countless people who, after years in an unfulfilling job or relationship, suddenly find themselves thrust into a situation where they can finally prove their worth. They, like Kafka, must navigate the complexities of stepping into a new role while dealing with the remnants of their past selves. These transformations aren't limited to fiction. They happen every day. And maybe that's why Kaiju No. 8 feels so personal, because it's not just about Kafka's story, it's about ours. So, what do you think? Does power reveal who we truly are, or does it only amplify our flaws? Do characters like Kafka, Mina, and Reno remind you of people you know, friends, family, or even yourself? Let's start a conversation in the comments below and share your thoughts on how you see Kafka's journey. And remember, whether you're battling kaiju or the obstacles life throws your way, sometimes the greatest heroics happen when you refuse to give up on yourself.